All right, y'all, are you flipping cars, buying and selling, or are you just looking for an older used car that's a little bit cheaper? If you are, a hand scanner like this is a necessity. Let me show you why. All right, this is how my little OBD2 scanner works. I'm gonna plug it in. You're gonna have the key in the on position, but not running the engine. And they all function very similar. And I'm gonna show you what to look for and how people can deceive you. Okay, right here at the front, codes found 0. That means that the car is good to go. You don't have to worry about problems. But what I wanna show you, something else to look at here. IM readiness. That's the monitoring system. You want to take a look at that. What you want to look for is anything that says INC, which is incomplete. If you see incomplete, there's a good indicator that the person has cleared codes recently or has disconnected the battery. And so that's always something to look for. Again, we're going to read the codes. And right on this first screen, okay, this is the first screen. Codes are 0. Monitors NA just means that that particular car does not have those monitors. That's okay. But on almost every scanner, it's going to say monitors incomplete down at the bottom. This car shows 0 incomplete monitors. That means that the car has been driven long enough that all of the monitors that are required to be read have read and they're okay to use. So I recently went to buy a used car. I buy about half my cars from individuals. I got to the car. The dude seemed a little untrustworthy. Maybe that was just me. Put the key in, car starts up, turned on the air conditioner, no check engine light, life is good. But just to make sure, let's go ahead and scan the car. So I put the OBD2 scanner on the car, and what do we find? I find 5 codes. But that's odd. There's no check engine light. Are these stored codes? So I turn the car off, turn the car back on, and wait for all the idiot lights. Guess what? No check engine light illuminates. What's that tell you? That tells you some knucklehead either let that bulb burn out or removed the bulb or broke the bulb because they didn't want a buyer to see that the check engine light was effectively on. This is something I haven't seen in a good minute. Sometimes these bulbs are just like every other bulb, they do wear out. However, a lot of people that are trying to be deceptive and selling a car will remove the bulb or put in a burned out bulb or break the bulb, so that the average guy, when he's going to buy the car, sees there's no check engine light, and it's only when he gets to the inspection station does he find out there's a problem. Where I should have been a little more suspicious, and in fact was, and why I had this scanner with me. One, I scan every car just because the price of, say, a catalytic converter, even doing it myself, can be fairly expensive. But this fella did not want us coming to his house. He wanted to meet in a public place. That's fine. Some people are legitimately afraid or they don't want people coming to their house or whatever. But then also, if I buy the car, your address is on your title. But that being said, we met in a public place. The guy had been a little squirrely through the whole sale process. He messaged me off my ad. I told him what I was willing to pay. Then he tells me that it's a salvage or a rebuilt title. I told him the max I'd be willing to pay and asked him to send me pictures. So he sends pictures of 2 or 3 days later, tells me he's reevaluated the vehicle value and now wants $3,500. I said, well, I'm not your guy because my max is $2,000. A couple days go by, he messages me telling me how maybe he'll sell me the car because nobody shows up to actually look at it and it's a waste of his time, of which I laughed and said, well, welcome to my world. So then he messages a few days later, and nobody else seems to want it. He'll take my $2,000. Great. This was, I think, on Friday. Then Friday night he messages, can you do $2,500? And at this point, I'm exhausted. I said, "No, dude, I think I'm gonna pass. You find another buyer. You know, you wanted 2, you wanted 35. You take my 2. Now you want 25. Waste of effing time." So he backtracks immediately, and no, he would just like to get more because he paid 45. Okay, whatever. So it ended up that we met the day we were supposed to meet, which was Sunday. I bet he messaged 5 times confirming that I'm still coming, and he was at work. And yes, we agreed at 4 o'clock, and I will be there at 4 o'clock. Okay. Anywho, just the whole thing is sort of typical. People have this belief that that sellers, private party sellers, are more trustworthy than used car dealers. I have not seen this to be true. Okay, this car had not been inspected in a year. I looked that up. I verified that. If you buy it from a car dealer, it has to have been inspected in the last 60 days, and you'll at least get tags that. I'm sorry, if you buy it from a used car dealer, it has to be inspected within the last 6 months, and then you will get tags good for a year. If you had bought this car from this individual with the bad check engine light issue, you'd have gone to the tax office. They'd have told you no, would not have given you any registration, so you would have been out of luck excuse me, until you paid to get the car fixed before you could legally drive it. So all that to say, if you're buying a car, it's an older car, the scanners are like 20 to 30 bucks on Amazon for the real basic one, which will tell you what you need to know before you buy the car. I would scan every single car before I buy it, just to verify what I'm getting into. The whole kill the light thing is rare, but does happen. And the last thing you want to do is buy yourself a car, go to register it, find out you can't, find out it needs 2 catalytic converters, and that's $1,500. There went your bargain. So, do what you want, but this is good advice. Be safe. Happy hunting. Hope you all find some bargains. Thanks for watching.